By now, you've probably already clicked on the story, and you're thinking it's some kind of joke. You're not taking it seriously. I just want to affirm with you that this is in fact a real problem that you're facing, and I'm glad that you're reading this. Keep your eyes on the words that I'm speaking, because this may just be what could save you from madness and a very untimely demise. Now, I do want to preference, it's already too late for me. I can already hear it, but if you can't hear it, then you may very well just be safe. If you can hear the noise, then unfortunately there's little help that I can give you, except one piece of advice. Try to block it out at all costs. Ignore the sounds and just think of something else other than it, for lack of any other description. Believe me, this piece of information is what is protecting you from horrors that you wouldn't believe even existed. How this happened is still new to me. From what I can remember, it all started with an email I got from my friend. He sent me a 1-minute sound clip of a clock ticking away. Originally, I thought it was harmless, and through that day, I just had this sound of a clock ticking throughout my mind. I looked everywhere in my room, and even with all my clocks off and everything else that displayed time off, I could still hear it. It's like I could just sort of feel what time it was. It's like I could always tell from the instant ticking I would get in my head. I remember it drove me mad throughout the past 3 days. I looked in a mirror, and instead of seeing my face, I see a clock ticking away endlessly at random times. The intervals growing louder and louder at every moment. Even now, as I type up on the screen, I look at the time more than anything else. It's the only thing I can keep my eyes on that isn't anything background related. I hate the fact that I can still hear it, and even typing this up as a warning to hopefully prevent all of this from happening to another person. I get the feeling that this is all so futile. Like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I think maybe this piece of information will be valuable enough to save somebody. I know this plague can only spread through the passage of time via audio. So I strongly advise you, if you have anything that displays time, turn it off. Just, at least for a moment. Don't think of any ticking, and I know that probably sounds really counterintuitive, given the fact that that's all I'm talking about. But believe me, it's the only thing that I can think of that really is the only thing keeping you from a maddening fate worse than death. I hear the ticking now, and I'm trying to suppress it and keep it out of my mind, but it's super hard. And I can probably understand how hard it must be for some of you that have already heard the noise. But please, keep that ticking out of your head. Think of something else. Think of perhaps what color you like, or anything. Just think of a thought that can possibly drive it out of your head. I know it's difficult, believe me, but then again, do you really want to succumb to the fate worse than death? I know I wouldn't. But if it's too late for you, then I'm afraid you're already hearing it by now, and that the noise is already filling your ears. The everlasting sound of an antique clock, or just any old clock ticking away for that matter, is enough to drive me insane, and I'm trying my best to suppress the thought of it. It's almost like I can hear it in real life. Can you?